Welcome to Linux Commands, the first 50. Let's dig into Lesson 9. Picture Tom. He's just downloaded a sales export with 2 million rows, and all he wants is a quick glance at the columns. Running cat would flood his terminal, and less is overkill for a 3-second check. What he needs is head, 4 letters that hand you the top of any file instantly and safely. So what exactly does head do? By default, it prints the first 10 lines of a file and hands your prompt right back. No whole file load, no interactive mode, no fuss. Need more or fewer? Just add N5 or N20 to dial it in. Think of it like flipping to a book's table of contents. Those opening lines tell you 90% of what you need to know about a file's nature. It's the TLDR command for Tom's sales.csv. Fast, safe, and done. Time for your first try. The syntax is beautifully simple. Just like cat, you type head, a space, then your file name and hit enter. Watch what happens when Tom runs it on sales.csv. The header row appears, 3 sample rows and the rest of the first 10 lines. Then bam, he's right back at the prompt. In 3 seconds, he's learned the file has 5 columns and mixes USD with EUR. No scrolling, no quitting, no fuss. But what if 10 lines isn't quite right? That's where the N flag comes in. You've got 3 flavors to choose from. Head, N5, is the classic long-form, clean, and script-friendly. Head 5 is the Linux shortcut. Same result, fewer keystrokes. And Head N20 shows you that there's no ceiling. Bump it to 50, 100, whatever you need. Oh, and a tip Tom would love. Head 1 sales.csva grabs just the header row. Perfect for peeking at column names. So when does head really earn its place in your toolkit? 3 situations come up again and again. First, peeking at CSV or data files. Tom's sales.csv is the classic case, where head 1 instantly reveals the column names without launching Excel. Second, checking the top of a script or config file, where you'll find the shebang line, comments, and key settings. And third, pulling the earliest entries from a log, because logs are chronological. Head 50 server.log tells you when things first started or first went wrong. And remember, head doesn't replace cat or less. It complements them. 3 tools, 3 jobs. Let's see this in action. Tom just got a 500 megabyte CSV from accounting, way too big to open casually. So he starts with head 1q1 export DCSVZ, and instantly he's got the header, 6 columns, including order ID, date, amount in USD, and country. Then he runs head 4 to pull 3 actual rows underneath, and now he can see the shape of the data, ISO formatted dates, dollar amounts, a mix of US and European orders. In about 2 seconds, Tom knows exactly what he's working with, and he's ready to write his script. Now here's where beginners trip up. Imagine Tom's server just crashed 2 minutes ago, and he reflexively runs headerror.log, but he sees nothing useful, just old entries from weeks back. That's because logs grow downward, oldest at the top, newest at the bottom. So remember the simple rule. Head shows you the oldest lines, tail shows you the newest. Use head for CSVs and configs where the start matters, and tail for logs where the latest events live. And speaking of pairing head with tail, that's just one of the combos where this little command really shines. Run head 5 and tail 5 on the same file, and you've got an instant preview, beginning and end at a glance. Pipe any noisy output, like ls-law, into head to keep just the first 10 lines, or chain it after sort to grab the top n results, biggest, smallest, or alphabetically first. 3 patterns, start plus end, output plus limit, and sort plus top. Now it's your turn. 3 quick exercises, about 3 minutes total. First, just type head.bashrc and hit enter to see the default 10 lines in action. Then try head 1, etc. past UD to pull a single row, perfect for peeking at structured data. And finally, head 25. bashrc, when you want a bit more context. Run them, compare the output, and notice how one small flag changes everything. And that's head, mastered. You now know the start of any file is just one quick command away. whether it's the default 10 lines, a custom count, or just the very first row. Next up is tail, the mirror image, showing the end of a file, which is exactly where log files keep their freshest events. Finish Lesson 10 and Stage 02 is complete. See you there.